Bonjour. Hello. My name is Makenna Whetung. I'm Ojibwa and a member of Curve Lake First Nation, which is located near Peterborough, Ontario. My whole life, I grew up on unceded Algonquin territory until 3 years ago I moved to Vancouver Island as a trespasser. I now welcome you into my home, which is located on Lekwungen and Wasanich territories, which I am fortunate enough to live, learn, and play while I continue my studies at Camosun College in the Indigenous Studies program. I am here to talk to you today about Victoria Orange Shirt Day. Now you might be wondering, what is Orange Shirt Day? Orange Shirt Day is held annually on September 30th to create discussion and raise awareness around the Canadian residential school system. It is also a day to honor those who went to residential school and remember those who never made it home. What was the Canadian residential school system? In the early 1800s, the Canadian government initiated what were basically boarding schools for First Nations children to be taken from their homes and put into. When arriving at these schools, their clothing was stripped, their hair was cut, and they weren't allowed to speak their native tongue. The purpose of these schools was to assimilate First Nations children into Euro-Canadian culture, or, as Duncan Campbell Scott said, get rid of the Indian problem. In these schools, physical, emotional, spiritual, and sexual abuse ran rampant, and many children died because of the abuse they suffered in these schools. It wasn't until 1996 that the last government-run school was closed. The Canadian residential school system created a lot of trauma that is so bad it can be passed down through generations. A lot of Indigenous people now face what is called intergenerational trauma from the effects of residential school. Orange Shirt Day creates a space for residential school survivors and their families to share their stories. It is a day to bring awareness, but also a day to bring people together and show support. It is an important time to be together and show support because it is often a difficult time for residential school survivors. The date, September 30th, was chosen because that's around the time of year when children were taken from their homes and placed into residential schools. Orange Shirt Day started after the 2013 St. Joseph Mission Commemoration Reunion in Williams Lake, British Columbia, where residential school survivor Phyllis Webstat shared her story of her shiny orange shirt. Phyllis was only 6 years old when she was taken away to residential school. And before she was taken, her grandmother bought her a new orange shirt. Like any other 6-year-old attending a new school, Phyllis was so excited to wear her new shirt. But when she arrived at the residential school, her shirt was taken from her, just like the identities of so many Indigenous children who were forced to attend these residential schools. The orange shirt represents the losses they suffered. Phyllis explains the color orange reminds her of her experiences in residential school and how insignificant she felt. She now uses the color orange as a form of reclamation. So, how did Orange Shirt Day get to Victoria? Well, meet Kristen. Kristen Spray is a Victoria local and one of the organizers of Victoria Orange Shirt Day. After attending the 2013 Truth and Reconciliation Commission, Kristen was greatly affected by the stories shared about residential school experiences. This gave Kristen the incentive to sign up for the Camosun College Indigenous Studies program, where she met Eddie. So now meet Eddie. Eddie Charlie is a member of Cowichan Nation and a survivor of the Cooper Island Residential School. Kristen and Eddie met in the Indigenous Studies program at Camosun College, where they worked together to bring awareness surrounding the residential school system. At first, Eddie was hesitant to bring Orange Shirt Day to Victoria, but Kristen and Eddie agree that bringing Orange Shirt Day to Camosun and then to the city in 2017 is one of their biggest accomplishments. So what is Victoria Orange Shirt Day? Victoria Orange Shirt Day is an educational organization devoted to raising awareness surrounding the residential school system. Each year in Victoria's Centennial Square, located on Lekwungen territory, there is a ceremony held. Just because Orange Shirt Day is only one day doesn't mean planning doesn't go into it year-round. Healing is a lifelong journey, and the learning doesn't end after September 30th. Connections are made year-round, and shirts are also sold all year. The Victoria Orange Shirt Day t-shirts were designed by local artist Bear Horn. There's a bear, eagle, hummingbirds, and flowers. The bear is to keep us on the right path. The eagle so we have a bright future and a vision. The hummingbirds to keep our mind, body, and spirit healthy. And the flowers to connect all these together. When I first came to Camosun College, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do or if I even wanted to go to college. It wasn't until I met Kristen and Eddie that I was sure, yes, I'm in the right program and I do want to go to college. And that's because I want to make a difference. Kristen and Eddie were some of the first guests that came to my class. They came to my Indigenous Studies in Canada 1 class to talk about Orange Shirt Day. I had never heard about Orange Shirt Day, and I was just blown away and amazed by all the work they had been putting in and how many people they'd been helping. It made me want to get involved. After hearing Kristen and Eddie speak, I was deeply moved. It motivated me to spread my own awareness around Orange Shirt Day and the residential school system. This was my first time really getting involved in any Indigenous movement, and it sparked a lot of negativity on my social media platforms. This did not deter me. It only made me want to spread more awareness. I was able to volunteer at the 2019 Orange Shirt Day ceremony, where I reconnected with Kristen and Eddie, and was able to add Kristen on Facebook, where we got in contact for this project. Another reason I want to work with Victoria Orange Shirt Day is because of a personal connection I now have with my granny. Due to my efforts raising awareness around the residential school system and working with Victoria Orange Shirt Day, my granny had the confidence to tell me she attended an Indian day school. I was the first person in the family she told because she was afraid no one else would understand. This has significantly grown our bond. I am hoping that working with Victoria Orange Shirt Day, I will help build stronger relationships. How will I get my 100 hours? To get my 100 hours, I will be using my social media skills to run the Victoria Orange Shirt Day Medium platforms and create content for later posts. Orange Shirt Day is about creating relationships. In the Indigenous Studies program, I am learning how to make meaningful connections with people and communities. I will be using my newfound skills to reach out to people and create Orange Shirt Day events, where shirts will be ordered in bulk. Shirts need to be printed in advance, and with the growing need for shirts, planning needs to begin early. Local markets are another way Victoria Orange Shirt Day sells their product. Working in retail, as well as fundraising for school events, has given me excellent sales skills. I am hoping this, along with my knowledge around the cause, will help raise awareness and increase shirt sales. Respect. Being a trespasser on Lekwungen territory, it is important for me to learn to respect the protocol of the territory I'm on. Also, with the organization I'm working with, it is important to respect other people's feelings. It's all about building relationships, and relationships are built on mutual respect and trust. What's my goal working with Victoria Orange Shirt Day? There's a lack of education and stigma around Indigenous issues. Often we hear negative comments like, it wasn't that bad, or just get over the past. My goal is to educate people and create a space for them to share their emotions. Sometimes it's too difficult to process alone. Although the education is out there, it is not always safe for people to access. My goal is to be able to bring this awareness while also making sure people are able to access the resources they need. Orange Shirt Day has helped me build a better connection with my family, and I hope by being involved with this organization, I will be able to help others build better connections too. Want to know more? Want to buy a shirt? Head over to victoriaorangeshirtday.com. And here are my references.